It was like The Ring, the movie The Ring.
Exactly. It was just like The Ring.
Scary Movie 3, they put it on TV.
The Ring.
We have the murderous videotape here on loop, only on Channel 7.
All night. Today we're going to do a movie draft on Christmas movies.
There are so many good ones. I have a couple personal favorites like Die Hard and Elf and Home Alone. But there's so many great Christmas movies. There's some good Santa Claus movies. And also, I know it's not Christmas movies, but there are movies that I watch every December during Christmas time, and that's the Harry Potter movies, obviously.
Absolutely.
So those are my non-Christmas Christmas movies that I watch every year. But
those are just like, it's starting to get chilly out, cloudy
Yeah.
weather, rainy, it's snowing. It's just you're bundled up in a sweater. Feel good Harry Potter marathon every year.
ABC Family.
Every year.
Yeah.
It's part of the holiday season, honestly. ABC Family Harry Potter marathon.
But there are some awesome movies, and there's even some horror movies on this list, and I'm really curious to see whose team can come out on top with this Christmas draft.
And so we did a draft a couple weeks ago. We did a draft on Tom Cruise movies, and the way that worked was we both selected 12 movies from Tom Cruise's career. This time we're doing it with Christmas movies. And at the end of the draft, basically, we'll let you all decide who has the best Christmas movie team, and you can vote on Spotify. We'll have a poll up. You can either select Anthony's piece of shit team or my team, the winner, James's team, to see who has the best Christmas movie lineup.
I think you're already turning people against you
Or
with that
am I
attitude.
buttering them up with my confidence, getting them going, man?
There's confidence, and there's being an asshole.
Well, I mean, there's a reason why cult leaders get so many followers.
True that.
There's something
The
enticing
Cult
about
of
it.
James.
The Cult of James. It's like a documentary about my death.
It's on HBO Max.
No, just Max.
Just Max.
But yeah, I think this list is awesome. So many of these are annual watches. Die Hard's probably a personal favorite of mine. I love The Nightmare Before Christmas, but even classics like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Gremlins is on here, but also we put on some new ones, like The Holdovers is on the list, which is a new Christmas classic, you could say. And also some not completely Christmas movies, but there's enough Christmas spirit in it that we're putting on the list for fun, like Edward Scissorhands, Batman Returns, Iron Man 3, Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
Set during Christmas.
Plenty of Christmas sequences inside of those, plus Charlie Brown Christmas, Klaus, Krampus, Spirited, Violent Night is a recent one on here, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Both Grinch movies, the classic from 1967, as well as Jim Carrey's in 2000. National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. There's so many bangers on this list, and I know a lot of y'all watch these every year, and that's why we're going to do this episode. It's going to be a lot of fun.
It's a great list. Great job.
It's going to be a lot of fun. So I'm super excited about this episode because I love doing movie drafts. But before we get
Now,
into
I think I dominated the Tom Cruise draft, so we'll see if you can give us some better competition this time.
That's what he thinks. Honestly, we're recording this before the poll results come in.
Yeah, I don't even know if I won.
So Anthony doesn't even know if he won that one. So that's
I feel
pretty
good
funny.
about it, though.
But before we go into it, I want to talk about some of my favorite Christmas scenes from non-Christmas movies.
Okay, let's hear
And
it.
you brought up Harry Potter, and Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone has a wonderful Christmas montage of Harry and Ron waking up. It's really iconic to the movie.
Happy Christmas, Harry.
Happy Christmas, Ron. And Ron gets, obviously, the sweater from his mom. Harry gets one as well, but also the invisibility cloak. It's very warm and charming and fun.
The Hedwig in the courtyard, flying in the snow.
Hedwig?
Hedwig.
You said Hedwig.
I did say
You
Hedwig.
did a hard K.
Hedwig flying in the courtyard.
Hagrid carrying the Christmas tree. Or
Oh,
pulling
yeah, the
it,
massive tree.
dragging it. It's a lot of
Here
fun.
we go talking about Harry Potter again.
Anytime we can. We figured out a way to do it in December as well. So that's one of my favorite non-Christmas movie Christmas scenes. Goodfellas has a great Christmas montage sequence where after they pull off that big heist and Jimmy tells everybody not to spend your money, don't spend any money. What does Henry do? He goes and gets the most expensive tree they had. Hey, Karen, I got the most expensive tree they had. The white
Didn't I tell
tree.
you not to get anything big? Didn't I tell you? Take the car back.
It's a Cadillac. Beautiful. I love that car.
Take the car back. Return
What's
it.
wrong with you? What's wrong with
Didn't
you?
I tell you not to get anything
But I
big?
love the Christmas sequence, obviously, at the bar post-heist. And then, obviously, we find out everyone's spending their money. But Henry with his family and Karen, I love that scene of just their Christmas.
The bracelet, the
just-
diamonds.
He gives her like a stack of money for
Yeah.
Christmas and jewelry.
It's a nice Christmas. It's a great pick.
Another one Catch Me If You Can has multiple Christmas scenes because they're always talking on Christmas. You gotta know what else to call.
You got no one else to call.
Hey, Frank, you gotta know what else to call. Frank Abagnale always calls Hanratty on Christmas because he does have no one else to call.
Hanratty.
I'm getting close, aren't I? I'm getting close. You were in Pittsburgh? But it all ends to the conclusion of getting Frank in France, and that's on Christmas Eve, right? When he catches him and gets him into custody in France. So kind of like a bunch of motifs of Christmas throughout that film. American Psycho has a great Christmas party scene where Patrick's just Patrick. We know he's a killer. And he's wearing the hat and the suits, and it's just the most obnoxious, elitist Christmas party you could possibly imagine of these socialites in their 20s.
Pig?
Yeah.
What is that?
And then Mean Girls, iconic
Christmas
sequence, the talent show, the dance, the outfits, iconic. So those are some of my favorite Christmas scenes from non-Christmas movies.
Great picks, man.
Thank you so much.
Christmas is wonderful, even in film.
Yeah, I thought I'd warm us up to it. And I mean, it's basically a Western holiday these days. So many people who aren't even religious celebrate Christmas, so it's just part of culture these days.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
And cinema and TV has always had a great representation of Christmas spirit in the holiday season.
You have a great representation of Christmas spirit with that sweater. You have your sweater from last year.
Yeah.
It's iconic. It's Santa Claus in a tracksuit with running a marathon with a fanny pack full of cookies, sunglasses, and it looks like a cocktail in his hands.
It's a glass of milk.
Glass of milk.
He's also got a cookie in
There's
his
some
mouth.
vodka in that milk. There's some schnapps in that milk.
It's a White Russian.
It's a White Russian.
I'm the dude. And he's got a cookie in his mouth while he's running, too. So it's basically what I would look like if I was Santa Claus.
That's James Santa.
Yeah.
You're crossing the finish line as well. I see that now.
And then his number on his tracksuit is 1225.
Very cute.
December 25th.
You know, I don't think last time you wore it, I noticed that he was breaking through the finish line.
You weren't paying it. You weren't watching close enough, man.
I was just so focused on the cookies.
That's a minute detail as well. The cookies. It's pretty small. But it's an annual sweater for me now. And it's not going to be the only time I wear it during this month for the show.
Oh, it probably still smells of the cookie party from last time.
It smells nice still. It's fine.
You should never wash it.
Did I wear it at the cookie party? We do an annual cookie party with friends. It's a lot of fun.
I don't think so. I think you wore it 2 years ago, maybe.
Anyways, let's get into this movie draft. Again, we'll have 12 rounds.
And we're going to flip on the winner.
Yes, on the winner of the first pick. And we'll 12 rounds, 12 picks per person. At the end of the draft, we'll let you all know our teams again, and then you vote on Spotify who you think has the best team. It doesn't matter where you watch or listen to the episode, if you're listening on Spotify, Apple, or watching on YouTube. If you just go to Spotify real quick, if you're watching on YouTube, just leave a vote to let everyone know that my team's better than Anthony's would be great.
We will see, man. We will see. Now, we will see.
You will live. All right, explain the coin.
So we have the official Jurassic Park coin for the coin flip.
Steven Spielberg.
John Williams made it.
Minted it himself.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
He bashed it with a hammer, like Gimli.
This is the only one made in the world. So we have on one side the T-Rex, and then on the other side, Dino DNA. Now you picked the flip from the Tom Cruise episode,
and I lost.
How about I pick this one?
Sounds good to me.
All right, so I'm gonna pick,
but I get to flip it.
Okay,
so toss it. Nice. Wow, Viva.
Wow, Viva. All right.
Do you want the T-Rex or the DNA?
I want the Dino DNA.
Dino DNA. All right, here we go. Let's see if I get the sound effect from the coin too. Dino DNA wins
All
it.
right.
Anthony gets the first pick of the draft again, motherfucker.
Yes.
All right. Start us off, Anthony. I will keep track of our picks. Do you have a team name you want to say?
Oh, a team name?
Yeah, besides just Anthony. It's okay. You don't.
Reindeer games.
Reindeer games.
Yeah. Reindeer games.
Anthony's
with a Z. Reindeer games.
Reindeer. All right. So Anthony, Reindeer games.
What's your team name?
My team name. Oh, actually, that's a good question. My team will be Snowballz with a Z.
All right, man.
All right, Reindeer games. Who are you taking with your first pick of the Christmas movie draft on Raiders of the Lost podcast?
Taking Home Alone, baby.
Home Alone.
Home Alone.
Why?
It's the most Christmassy of all Christmas movies, I think. It's so magical. The score. It's an incredible story. It's really fun. It's got great stunt work. Joe Pesci's hilarious. The whole cast is great. And then, I mean, John Williams, just crushing it with this beautiful score. And yeah, I was just humming it this morning, just out of nowhere.
Yeah, and speaking of Sorcerer's Stone, like those scores that we always say are kind of interchangeable. They sound so similar in the most magical way.
And Home Alone is just like, it's always, like I don't watch all of these movies every year, but I always watch Home Alone.
And maybe in terms of our entire lives, Home Alone's like the biggest Christmas movie to us because of growing up in the 90s, and it was such a popular film. Macaulay Culkin was the biggest child star maybe in the history of movies. I mean, at the peak of his fame, in the 90s when he was like 12, 13 years old, he was so famous. He was like, it was him, Michael Jordan, and Michael Jackson doing ads together. That's how big he was.
Yeah, he was huge. Yeah, Shirley Temple was that big too.
Yeah, but I mean, it was less globalization in the world back then, but now we have
that's a great point.
The cultures are interwoven by this time.
Whoa, you're so smart. Oh my God, less globalization. So Shirley Temple was as big as Macaulay Culkin.
Not even close.
Yeah, you're right.
Not even close.
Right.
Shirley Temple was not going to China to do commercials like Macaulay Culkin was.
True
that.
Absolutely. Great point. Very insightful. Also, I'm glad I got Home Alone on my team.
Yeah, I'm jealous. It's a banger. It's so good. Great characters. It's so funny. Crazy. I have a lot to say about Home Alone and that piece of shit family of Kevin's. Kevin's parents are terrible.
They do suck.
Put him in the fucking attic. What are you doing? He's just a kid.
They're so mean to him.
Everyone's so mean to Kevin in this movie.
They're so mean.
He's the hero. They're all the villains.
He's just a kid.
All right. So Home Alone is off the
Kevin,
board.
you fucking piece of shit. Get in the attic.
All right. So with my first pick in the draft, this is tough. I'm going to pick The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Great pick.
My personal favorite Christmas movie, but also interchangeable with Halloween. I think it's so unique and exciting. The music is terrific. It's one of the best soundtracks from a Disney movie. And I think Jack Skellington's just such an iconic character. And it's interesting that it's sort of a horror movie with grotesque elements of scary culture. And then it's more of a Christmas movie than anything in so many different ways. I love the story. I love the originality. Obviously, the aesthetic of Tim Burton's mind, even though he didn't direct this film, just being presented in this great stop motion feature-length film that it's just going to live on forever. It ages so well. It's a blast. It's a delight. I laugh. I used to cry, the first few times I saw it. I was also scared of it when I was a kid.
I was terrified of Oogie Gooby.
The Oogie Boogie Boogeyman.
Yeah.
Oogie Boogie?
Oogie Boogie was scary.
Yeah, me too. I was scared of
There's
the Oogie
a
Boogie.
house down the street, closer to the school, and they have a giant Oogie Boogie in their front yard. They have a bunch of huge decorations, and one of them is like a huge life-size Oogie Boogie. It's like 8 feet tall.
Yeah,
it
I
looks
used to
great.
think he was under the bed when I was a kid.
Same.
But I love The Nightmare Before Christmas, man. It's a banger, all-time classic.
Great pick.
Thank you. And I hope they don't make a sequel because they keep talking about it at Disney.
They better not.
Unfortunately, Tim Burton doesn't own the rights to it.
Yeah, they were.
So technically, they can.
He's too early in his career for maintaining rights like that. Too bad. We'll see. I don't think they'll do one.
I think they will. It's Disney.
I read an interview with Jennifer Kent, the director of The Babadook, and she said she's never going to make a sequel, and she owns the rights to the film, and she would never let anyone make a sequel to The Babadook.
That's good for her because they would have tried to crank out at least 2 more by now because that was 2017,
2014.
2014.
They could have had 6 movies by now.
The Babadook. That was so long
Babadook
ago.
6 Return.
Yeah, that was the same year as It. No, not It Follows. What was 2014? Because It Follows is 2017.
For a horror movie that came out that year?
Yeah, it was like a good horror boom in 2014 to 17.
I'm not sure. I can't think on the top of my head. Maybe Get Out came in 2014?
No, that was 2017. But something great came out that year, I remember. But anyways, I love the Babadook, and that's cool to hear.
Moving on to my second pick.
Second round, kid.
I'm taking Hans.
Oh, you mother!
Hans. Die Hard, baby. Taking it.
I was hoping I put it 6th on this list that I made.
You're trying to hide it.
I wasn't trying to hide it. I was trying to
make it look less important.
Yes.
I know what you're doing. I had that on my list. It was one of my favorite movies of all time. It's one of the greatest action films ever. Bruce Willis just defined the new leading man with Die Hard as John McClane, and it's a perfect movie. It's endlessly rewatchable. It's one of my most watched movies. It is a yearly rewatch for Christmas, and then I'll watch it anytime during the year too. It's so expertly directed by John McTiernan, who I think is a really underappreciated director. He made Predator and Die Hard. Like, what the fuck? That's crazy.
Yeah.
But when you watch this movie, it's just expertly crafted. Every scene, every moment works. It's always the right thing, and it's just one of those lightning in a bottle, just a miracle of a movie that just sounds ridiculous, sounds cheesy as hell, but it just flat out works.
And Bruce is the man.
Yeah.
I mean, what did you say? He defined
The new leading man.
the new kind of leading man for action movies, where he wasn't a big, brawny guy. He was just kind of looks like an everybody.
Yeah.
He's just Bruce Willis.
Just a
He's
guy.
a stud, but like he just looked like a normal guy. He wasn't Stallone. He wasn't Schwarzenegger. He wasn't jacked out of his mind. He's just a New York City cop, and like it's an amazing concept and a great story. And I think that's why people are drawn to Bruce. Is he's just very relatable in his movies, and especially as John McClane. Everybody loves this guy. Everybody loves John McClane, and you know. He's basically a precursor, you could say, in a lot of ways, for someone like John Wick in this contemporary setting of action stars.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? John McClane was that, or like that original kind of just like, not a big brawny action star, but just like a kind of normal looking guy, you know, that is just killing people and it's fun.
He's really good at his job.
He's really
good at killing terrorists. If you need someone to kill some terrorists.
Ho, ho, ho.
And even like
Now I have a machine gun.
I even like Live Free Die Hard. I think is good too. The fourth one.
And
But
I mean,
Die Hard with a Vengeance is great too.
Alan Rickman's first movie role
Crazy.
is Hans Gruber.
Crazy.
Come on.
All-time villain.
Seriously.
All time.
It's a great movie. It's perfect. We'll never get anything close to this movie ever again. You know, this defined action cinema in the 90s.
And we'll get the remakes eventually.
I hope to God, no.
They'll remake Die Hard. Absolutely.
They will eventually.
Probably definitely in the next 10 years. Maybe in the next 5 years.
Oh, that makes me sad.
They'll do it, man.
They don't care. What studio is it? Because it's at Nakatomi Tower is...
I don't know.
It's Universal, right? Because whatever...
Couldn't tell
It's
you.
20th Century Fox. So it's Disney now. So 20th Century... So Nakatomi Tower, this is an LA movie. That is actually the corporate headquarters of 20th Century Studios, 20th Century
yeah.
Fox. So that's why they use the Nakatomi Tower. They didn't have to rent... They charged themselves basically to rent it out as like a studio space. For obviously they shot a lot of sound stages, but also a ton of exteriors. And just parts of the movie take place at that skyscraper. It's in Los
Real
Angeles.
explosions on it,
It's on the
too.
west side. It's right
Yeah.
next to the Century City Mall.
They really crashed a helicopter into it. No, they didn't do that.
But no, it's really there. It's still there. We posted on our Instagram story because sometimes we go to the Century City AMC, and it's fucking right there.
I might watch that soon. The next couple of days.
It's December. It's
Yeah.
gotta happen. Okay, moving on to my second pick of the Christmas movie draft. I'm taking Elf.
Good pick.
Elf is kind of just the no-brainer right now. Second round, that could have been a first pick, but Elf is iconic. It's maybe the best Christmas movie this century. It really is. You know, Jon Favreau directed his butt off with this movie. Will Ferrell, Buddy the Elf, just so memorable. It's one of those movies that I think just spans generations. It's kids love it, adults love it, teenagers love it. Everybody loves Elf. Will Ferrell is just so charming as Buddy. Zooey Deschanel in the early movie role. The script is really solid. I think it slows down a little bit in the third act, but a lot of Christmas movies and holiday movies kind of have that trend of a little stale third act sometimes, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it kind of falls flat.
Comedies
Yeah.
in general can have that
It's
trajectory
hard
for a
yeah,
story.
because the story's never that interesting.
The first hour is just perfect.
Yeah.
It's magnetic. It's hysterical. It's unique and fun. And I love Will Ferrell. He's 2004, I think this movie came out, coming off SNL in 2001 with his big movie career starting to boom. And man, he was on top of the world when it came to comedy.
You know, he turned down $29 million to do a sequel.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's how rich he was back then, or it is now. Like that's how rich you are. You can turn down $30 million just
No
because
problem.
you know what? I want to keep the original great,
Yeah.
which it helps. It takes away from the original if you do that. But that's how rich he is.
I mean, we saw that with Anchorman, where it's just like no one gives a shit about Anchorman 2.
yeah, they don't, and it just left people like maybe people are less likely to revisit Anchorman because of the sequel.
I think it affects the legacy of your film if you make a bad sequel.
Yeah,
I think it
absolutely.
does.
I
I mean,
concur.
look at The Matrix.
Yeah.
Although The Matrix is still one of the best ever.
Well, that's what I don't mind Reloaded and Revolutions. It's just Resurrections. Just really,
Why do you have to remind me that exists?
you brought it up.
I didn't say Resurrections though. I just said The Matrix.
I know.
I didn't say.
It
I didn't say
exists.
the word resurrection.
It exists though. It exists.
Thanks for that. Now I just have old Neo and Trinity in my head.
Programmer Neo.
Programmer Neo, video game designer Neo.
At least he wears cool sunglasses.
He wears a beanie now. Oh
It's
my
even
God.
more meta, guys. Get it?
Yeah, it's a
Oh,
video game.
We totally got it, guys.
Good. Great job. Great job. Okay. Third pick for me. This is getting a little difficult here. I'm gonna go with It's a Wonderful Life.
Okay.
I love that film. It's such a great story. It's beautiful, great cinematography, and it's just I like this. These kinds of stories, they don't really pull them off in terms of quality, like these kinds of stories of like seeing what your life would be like in a different context, like the Scrooge story. It's hard to pull off without coming off as cheesy.
Yeah.
But this film, It's a Wonderful Life, really does it perfectly and effortlessly, and it is really just a perfect Christmas movie. It captures the spirit, it captures family, and community. It's just a really incredible film, and it's so sweet. And whenever I watch it, I just feel so warm inside, and I feel so good, and it's just like makes you just warm and toasty. This kind of movie.
Warm and toasty.
And it's got such a sweet ending.
It does, yeah. I think it's a good pick.
It's a Wonderful Life.
It's a wonderful life. It's a wonderful choice. I dig it. I dig it, bro. Okay. Third round, my next pick. What do I choose? Oh, man. I feel like I got to go with the classic.
Do it.
I got to go with something, maybe another stop motion. I think I'm going to select Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. This is just one that makes me feel warm and fuzzy inside because so much nostalgia involved with it every time I view it because of how many times we watched it when we were kids. Loved it.
That's our childhood.
Stop motion was really big back then in the 90s. It's still around, but it wasn't as popular as it is back then. We even had cartoons. We had TV shows that were stop motion.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
And Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer is just a classic. The music, the story, I love the characters. I love Rudolph so much. And it's just one that it's lasted like almost, 80 years now since it came out. It's been a long time. It is that old,
isn't it?
It's a really, let me check the year.
1940s?
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer movie was 1939.
Oh, my God.
That's how good it is, though, that even when we were kids in the 90s, we still loved it. It still holds up. And I think it's just a classic. It's maybe the most all-time classic Christmas movie ever.
How many times have we watched that as kids? It's so good.
I love it.
And I remember there's remember that violent stop motion little short?
Yeah.
There's someone made...
So it was like back when Celebrity Deathmatch was popular, which was a stop motion show of celebrities. Yes. It was on Spike TV or something, or MTV. It was on MTV, where
MTV at night.
They would have famous characters fight each other in the ring, and it was very brutal and gory and graphic. And
it was claymation,
yeah, stop motion claymation. It was a blast. And then claymation was really popular back then, and there were viral videos that people were making. Someone made a spoof of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, except Santa Claus was like a killer. He had a shotgun.
And someone stole his cookies or something? What was it?
The elf was a murderer, too. It was brutal.
It was insane. I'm going to watch it later.
It was very funny.
But I remember our brother showed it to us when we were kids.
Yeah.
And he said that he made it.
Yeah, he lied to us.
And we were like, oh, my God, you made this?
He's like, yeah, I made it at school.
And we're just kids. We're kids. We're like, we
believe anything.
Yeah, we believed him. But he was just straight up lied right to our faces. I don't know how long we believed that lie.
Probably like a year. Or until the older brother told us that it was BS.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was like those early viral video days where you had to know somebody to know that it existed. It wasn't just
It was a physical copy, wasn't it?
I think it was a VHS.
Yeah, it was a VHS. People would pass around.
I'm pretty sure.
They would copy it. It was like The Ring, the movie The Ring.
Exactly. Exactly. It was just like The Ring.
This is Scary Movie 3. They put it on TV.
The Ring.
We have the murderer's videotape here.
Oh, yeah, they showed it on the news.
On loop, only on Channel 7.
All night.
I love Scary Movie 3. That's a good one.
They're all good. But Rudolph is classic, man.
It's a great
End of the
pick.
day, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer is such a classic.
I'm going to go with a family classic for my next one. And I'm not a huge Muppets person. I like the Muppets, but I've never been like a Muppets fanatic.
Even when we were kids, we liked the Muppets, and they were insanely popular in the 90s, but we were never like huge Muppets people.
Yeah, we didn't.
For kids.
Yeah, and as I grew older, I just never watched the Muppets. However, I will say, I had an ex make me watch the Muppets Christmas Carol with Michael Caine, and I fucking loved it. And I've seen it again since, and it's so good. It's really incredible. It's a great Charles Dickens Scrooge adaptation. It's just, for Christmas Carol adaptations, this really is like one of the better ones. It could be the best Christmas Carol adaptation, honestly. It's that good. It's really funny. It's really sweet. The cinematography is gorgeous. It's gorgeous. When I watch this movie, I'm like, I can't believe this is a Muppets movie.
Studios cared back then.
Yeah, it's like beautiful cinematography and lighting and camera work, and then the sets and costuming are just top notch. And the whole, I love how they selected each Muppet for each character from the book. It's just like perfect. And then
It's really funny, like who they select, like who Kermit is. And
yeah,
everything.
exactly. And then Michael Caine as Scrooge is just perfect. He's my favorite Scrooge I've ever seen on screen. And A Muppet's Christmas Carol is such a magical movie, and it's a great Christmas movie.
I would say like it's actually interesting to point out movies from that era before the turn of the century, and also even something like Elf. A lot of great practical filmmaking, really well-made movies that stand the test of time and are timeless versus so many movies we get today. That's not the goal of a lot of studios anymore. It's just to get content out as quickly as possible. And so many movies the last 10 years, they will not be timeless. They will not be rewatched. But so many of these are going to be rewatched constantly for the next 50 to 100 years.
That's a great point, because I can't think of really any Christmas movies made since in the last 15 years, except for the Holdovers this year, that I'm going to be like, it's a yearly holiday watch.
Yeah, I guess. And the thing with the Holdovers, it's a Christmas movie, but also it's just a great coming-of-age drama also. But like something that clearly the main vision of the movie is Christmas-oriented, specifically with that, or with Home Alone, even with Elf. You know, these are going to be watched forever. And you know, we don't really get the purpose of studios making movies. We have to make as good a movie as possible, stand the test of time. People will love it forever. That's not really the goal anymore.
Yeah. I mean, if you haven't seen Muppet Christmas Carol, watch it this holiday season. It's fabulous.
All right, so Anthony, with his fourth pick, has taken The Muppet Christmas Carol. Now it's my turn.
I'm glad I got it.
It's a good pick, man. Good pick. I put it really low. Hopefully you wouldn't notice.
You can't fool me. Can't get anything past
All
me.
right, what do I select for my fourth pick of the Christmas movie draft? How about, let's go horror.
Nice.
I'm going Gremlins.
Ah, man.
I love
it.
Gremlins. Even when we were kids, I named my first cat after Gizmo because Gizmo was like my favorite character in movies. Like I was obsessed with Gizmo, even though
You had a Gizmo doll, too.
Yeah,
You had that
Gizmo's
stuffed plush doll.
Yeah, because I feel like Furby's ripped off the look of Gizmo.
They absolutely did. 100%.
They look so much like Gizmo.
so bad.
And I like when you were a kid, you're like, fuck the Furbies. Gizmo's my guy. I know what they were doing with Furbies back then. You know, it's all stealing the
Furbies
design.
were pretty lit, though.
They were popular.
Yeah.
But I love Gremlins. It's scary, great practical filmmaking. Chris Columbus wrote this movie. He didn't direct it.
Joe Dante made it.
Joe Dante directed, but Chris Columbus is just a terrific storyteller and filmmaker, obviously kicking off the Harry Potter franchise with the first two. But, you know, from an early career standpoint, he just had a great knack for storytelling. And Gremlins is an awesome original movie. It's sensational. And love the characters. I love the horror elements to it. It gets scary.
It does work, yeah.
Once Scar's taking control and, like, leading this...
Spike.
Spike, I'm not Scar. Spike is leading this little army of evil gremlins after they've been exposed to water and food after midnight. It's so terrifying. They tear up this entire little town. But it's
They
very
kill a
much
lot of people.
They kill a bunch of people. It's very much a Christmas movie, and I love how it just has the complete aesthetic of just being Christmas the whole time. And incorporating a holiday with horror, I think, is always challenging. But I think Gremlins might be the best at doing that and pulling it off.
I think you might be right. It's might be the best Christmas horror film. It's so good. It's so damn good. Okay, moving on to one of the more contemporary films on this list. And it's an animated one, too. I'm going with Klaus. Klaus is sensational. Our old roommate put it on 2 years ago, and I was walking past her, and it had just started.
Me and her put it on. Yeah, she told me about it.
And I was like, you weren't there.
Yeah, I was. I watched it with you guys.
You walked in halfway through.
I watched it with y'all.
Yeah, halfway through.
I was honestly, it was.
I was there. I put it on.
I animated Klaus.
I walked by her and I was like, what is this? She's like, it's Klaus. Have you ever seen it? I was like, no, I've never seen it. Never heard of it. And I just sat down for a little bit, and I was so engrossed that I was like, this is how I'm spending the next 2 hours. I just loved it. It was delightful, beautiful animation, incredible story, really, really sensational. I've never seen a Christmas movie like it. And then eventually, like, you and a couple other people came down, and it was like 5 of us ended up watching it together.
It was awesome.
It was really cute. It was like an unplanned movie night. It's a sensational film.
Everyone enjoyed it. It was terrific. It's a terrific animated movie. I completely agree. So Anthony has taken Klaus with his fifth pick.
I'm taking Klaus
of the Christmas movie draft. Now it's my turn. What shall I choose? What shall I choose? Oh, man. I think with my fifth pick in the draft, I'm going to pick How the Grinch Stole Christmas, the Jim Carrey 2000 version because I love the performance so much. I love Whoville. Ron Howard's a great director, and this was a classic, obviously, from our childhood. The book, the animated film.
Man, it's a classic now. Oh my God, we're old.
Oh, I thought you were being sarcastic for a second.
No.
But I meant in general the story of how the Grinch Stole Christmas was just
gotcha, yeah.
something that we've always known about, and a book we'd read every year in libraries and school and everything. And then obviously we always watched the animated one, but then the live action came out and we were all so jazzed and so amped for it. I've seen it so many goddamn times. It's hysterical. Like a lot of Christmas movies, the third act, it loses me a little bit sometimes.
Sure.
But it hits every beat you need it to for a Grinch movie. And
It's super weird.
it's very weird. Jim Carrey is just born to be this kind of character. Like, no one else could have done the Grinch except for Jim Carrey, I think. And he's the reason why it works so well. And I just love the filmmaking. It's all practical. It's all in camera. Everything is in camera. And I think that's one of the great strengths to it, and why I like a lot of these. It'll be a timeless movie. Ron Howard is the man.
Great pick.
Thank you so much.
Where are you, Christmas?
Why can't I find you?
Whoa, it's so pity. I can't miss that again.
Dinner with myself at 6:30. I can't cancel that.
Okay. Do you want to read off who we got for our team so far?
Let's do one more, and then we'll take our intermission.
Gotcha.
And then we'll do it because we're on round 6 now.
Okay, this is perfect. Okay. What do I pick? Oh, I got it. I'm picking the movie with the best Santa in it. And that's The Santa Claus with Tim Allen.
It's such a clever title.
Yeah, it's a great title. It's really good.
Because
And
the clause is clause like a contract.
oh, we get it.
No, I'm just letting
It's clever.
No, listen. So
how's it going for you?
There's an E at the end. What?
Being clever.
It's going well. The most interesting single-serving friend I've met.
Yeah. I can't think of a better Santa than Tim Allen's. I
Me
can't
neither.
think of one. Like, Kurt Russell's great, but still, like, Tim Allen, at the end of this movie, it's like, when I look at that, I was like, that's Santa.
But have you seen the Kurt Russell Santa Claus movie?
I've seen the trailer.
So you don't even know if he's good.
He's too cool.
He is too cool to be
He's
Santa.
too cool. He's too handsome.
Like, he just needs sun.
His hair's too good.
His beard's
His
perfect.
beard's too great.
Genetics person.
Yeah.
Like, just
Santa's
peak genetics.
Santa's not that handsome. That's the problem.
He's a stud.
Yeah. So I think that Tim Allen's a better Santa because
He's
he's just
too cool of a voice, too.
Yeah, exactly.
He's fucking
too
Stuntman
cool.
Mike.
Yeah, Stuntman Mike. Who is this guy? What's his name? Stuntman Mike. But it's a great story, and it's a lot of fun to see a man. He's literally transforming into Santa reluctantly, and I like the weight gain sequences. Those are funny, and it's also got a lot of heart. You know, he's going through separation with his wife, and he's struggling to be a good dad, a present dad. And so to balance out the humor and the Santa element of the film, we have a lot of great like family drama, and it really pulls at your heartstrings really well. It's so charming. It's a really charming movie, and for me, I think this is the best version of Santa we've seen on screen.
Yeah, when it comes to a main character trying to keep a secret for the entire film, this is like up there. It's so fun. Like, I'm secretly Santa Claus, and he can't tell anyone. He wants to tell his son because it'd be a great way to bond. Like, dude, I'm fucking Santa Claus. Isn't this sick? Like, come check out my sleigh. When he finally finds out, it's so cool.
Yeah, because you're right. Because the night they have, he tells him it was just a dream, so he lies to him.
Well, then they eventually go to the North Pole and everything.
Yeah,
so.
but the kid thinks it wasn't real.
Yeah.
And then he's like, he has to keep it a secret. Yeah, you're right. That's a tough part for it.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun, and it's just so fun. Like, what would happen if just a random guy became Santa Claus
After murdering Santa.
after Santa Claus slipped and died on his
Manslaughter.
roof. It's really fun
Hey, he died because of him. It was manslaughter.
because he didn't.
He shouted up at him, and Santa got scared
Yeah.
and turned and
Hey,
slipped.
what are you doing on my roof?
Yeah, exactly.
He also didn't shovel the roof.
Yeah, he didn't shovel the roof.
I think that's it.
That's
I
it.
think
Yeah,
so.
that's 100% it.
Very fun. All right. For my 6th pick in the Christmas movie draft, what do I take here? What do I take? What do we have left?
A lot left. That's a lot.
There's quite a few. There are quite a few. I'm just seeing for bangers, I think I'll do another classic.
Let's hear it.
I think I'm going to do National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. I love these movies, and I think Chevy Chase is hysterical in them. And this is one of the better ones for sure. I think it might be the best of the National Lampoon, like family.
Better than Vegas?
I think it's better than the Vegas Vacation because of it's Christmas, and it's so funny, and he plays this great character, this dad of the suburban neighborhood. He's just got everything you want, like a wife, son, daughter, house, and you think you've made it. He's also up for promotion. It has the great setup and the great decorations for Christmas and everything, down to the eggnog glasses that are reindeer heads with the antlers for handles and everything like that. His brother's hysterical. The competition with the neighbors, as well as
the lights.
Yeah, and then the neighbors who live in the other house that they can't stand, the uppity ones, played by Julie Louis-Dreyfus and some other guy.
Oh yeah, I forgot she's in that.
Yeah. So when he turns the lights on, it goes through their glass in their windows in their bedroom. But it's just so funny. It's full of heart. Just these little great family dynamics that we all kind of can relate to, as well as a funny opening of getting the Christmas tree with the family. They almost die multiple times, and just the ridiculous antics that the Griswold family gets into in all the movies that they have. And I think this one might be the funniest, and Clark is just a great character that Chevy Chase just really got super famous off of and was just peak comedy at the time. So I think I'm going to go National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Great pick.
Thank you.
Great pick.
So that's the end of 6 rounds of our Christmas movie draft.
Let's hear the teams. What do we
All
got?
right, let me write my National Lampoon one down real quick. I'm logging these.
Logging it.
Logging the
Letterboxd.
picks. And so, after 6 rounds of the Christmas movie draft, Anthony's team, a.k.a. Reindeer Gamez, is Home Alone, Die Hard, It's a Wonderful Life, Muppet Christmas Carol, Klaus, and The Santa Claus. That's a really respectable team.
Hey, thank you.
But can it overcome Snowballz? My team is The Nightmare Before Christmas, Elf, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Gremlins, How the Grinch Stole Christmas, the 2001, and National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Wow, not gonna lie, man. I think you're in trouble, Anthony.
We'll see.
I think you're in trouble.
It's a good team.
They're both good teams.
Good team.
Yeah, Reindeer Gamez and Snowballz.
Yeah, good team.
Yeah, thanks. Appreciate it. Now let's get into our intermission. But before we continue, the holiday spirit means supporting the ones you love, right? So you can support us.
You love us.
Best by becoming a patron today at patreon.com/Raiders of the Lost Podcast. It is a subscription-based form of support. At a minimum cost of only $2 a month, you get access to a weekly bonus episode of the show every week. Only Patreon has access to it, as well as the weekly chat that goes there as well for all patrons. So you get 2 bonus episodes a week.
It's crazy.
I forgot about that.
So much content.
You can also get access to the ad-free version of every main episode of the show at the minimum $5 tier. $10, you get access to our private Discord community. You got to be a Patreon to get into there. It's not public. If you want to hang out in the Discord and have watch parties with us, you got to be $10 minimum. $25, you get a custom episode. You pick a topic, we'll do it for you. It doesn't even have to be a movie. If you want to just talk about ancient Rome, then we got you, bro.
That would be a fun one.
Yeah, because it's trending.
Is it?
Yeah, the ancient Rome thing. It's like the joke that guys only think about ancient Rome. You haven't seen this?
No.
The Roman Empire. Oh my God! So it's just a trend all over social media the last 6 months.
Oh, really?
Guys, they're either thinking about the Roman Empire or food. That's it. We're always thinking about the Roman Empire. We're just waiting for girls.
I do think about it a lot.
We're thinking about girls to leave the room so we can talk about the Roman Empire, talk about aqueducts, talk about the Colosseum.
Oh my God,
gladiators.
that's so funny. That's so funny. Oh my God.
So we can talk about the Roman Empire if you want. And then $100 tier is just the granddaddy package. You get everything. You get free merch, private watch parties, become an executive producer at the end of main episodes. Thank you to everyone who is a patron right now or has been in the past. We appreciate your support so much. Sign up at patreon.com/Raiders of the Lost Podcast. There's also a link in the description. If you just want to click, it's a lot easier than typing all those letters in. Just go to the description on YouTube or Spotify, Apple,
James
wherever you
made
are.
it really easy.
It's a clickable link. It's got the HTTPS:// so you don't have to copy or paste or nothing.
It's easy, man.
Just click
easy
that,
peasy.
click that link.
Click it.
Click it.
Click it.
Click it.
Click it good.
Bum, 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 bum.
Oh,
You can also leave those 5-star ratings and reviews on Spotify, Apple. They help us get seen by new listeners. They help us chart on those platforms.
like that chart.
We need to chart, man. We got to pay the bills. Charting helps a lot. We also love to read them off on the show. And also, the best way to help a podcast grow is to share us with your family and friends. Share us with your movie-loving friends. If they love cinema, if they love Christmas movies, send them this movie draft episode. Send them any episode. Share us online on Instagram, on your stories, on Twitter, wherever. It's the best way for a show to grow is word of mouth. So thank you so much for your support.
This episode, of course, is sponsored by our friends at movieposters.com, the number one place to get your posters online today. Be sure to use our promo code Raiders10 at movieposters.com to get 10% off your order right now. Movieposters.com has a huge selection of pretty much every movie and TV show imaginable in their poster library, sizes, framing, even backlighting for your poster needs. The holiday season is coming up, and there's no better present to get the movie lover in your life than a bunch of movie posters of their favorite films and TV shows. So, if you want to get some presents for yourself, friends, and family, head on over to movieposters.com and use our promo code Raiders10 to get 10% off your order right now.
Let's get into the intermission, Anthony. Are you ready?
Ready. Let's do it.
We'll start with a movie quote competition. This is between two characters, okay? Listen up. You know why I pulled you over? Depends on how long you were following me. Why don't we just take it from the top? Here goes. I sped. I followed too closely. I ran a stop sign. I almost hit a Chevy. I sped some more. I failed to yield at a crosswalk. I changed lanes at the intersection. I changed lanes without signaling while running a red light and speeding.
Oh, what movie is this? I'm gonna guess Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
No. Let me give you a hint. Let me say one of the lines over again. Here goes.
Oh.
I sped. I followed too closely. I ran a stop sign. I almost hit a Chevy. I sped some more. I failed to yield at a crosswalk. I changed lanes at the intersection. I changed lanes without signaling and while running a red light and speeding.
Which Jim Carrey movie is this?
That's the hint, yeah.
What Jim Carrey movie is this? Oh my God. Hold on. What? Hold the phone. What? Is this Bruce Almighty?
No way.
Me, Myself, and Irene?
No way.
I don't know.
The pen is
blue.
blue. Liar, liar.
Liar, liar. Now it makes a lot of sense.
Can't lie anymore.
That makes total sense now. That's a good one. That's great. Good little impression, too. You did the inhale.
That was the hint, man.
That was good. Okay. My quote is, what does he want, Mary? What do you want? You want the moon? Just say the word and I'll throw a lasso around it and pull it down. Hey, that's a pretty good idea. I'll give you the moon, Mary.
Ironically, he does that in Bruce Almighty.
Yeah, right?
He lassos the moon. White Christmas?
I can do an impression if you like.
Sure.
What does he want, Mary? What do you want? You want the moon? Just say the word and I'll throw a lasso around it and pull it down. Hey, that's a pretty good idea. I'll give you the moon, Mary.
I don't know.
It's a Wonderful Life.
There it is.
That's a pretty good impression, not gonna lie.
Pretty good impression. Guess this movie released here. Ace Ventura, When Nature Calls.
1997.
95.
Wow, they made it right after?
Back to back.
Damn, they wasted no time.
Jim Carrey had back-to-back jacks.
Damn. Wow.
Because the first one was 94. That's
Yeah.
the year he came out with 3 movies that were all number 1. Ace Ventura, The Mask, and what was the other one?
Dumb and Dumber,
Dumb and
man.
Dumber. Crazy. Crazy year.
What year did A Wonderful Life come out?
Oh, man. 19. It's 30s. No, yeah. 1941.
46. Pretty close. Pretty close.
Damn.
Good guess.
Yeah,
Good guess.
pretty good guess.
Yeah.
All right, movie pop quiz time. How many Jim Carrey movies are an 8.0 or higher on IMDb, and can you name them?
Jim Carrey movies 8.0 or higher. Truman Show?
Bing, bing, bing.
Eternal Sunshine?
Bing, bing, bing. That's it. You win.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything else. Yeah,
you win.
okay.
Yeah, you won. Congratulations. Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind is an 8.3.
That's good.
And then The Truman Show is an 8.2.
Damn.
2 all-timers.
Damn. Very good. All right. Who stars in It's a Wonderful Life? Who did I do an impression of?
Jimmy Stewart
Yes.
and
Oh yeah, that's the answer.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah.
That was the impression.
Okay, cool. I was like, I can't come up with anyone else.
That was a pretty good Jimmy Stewart. Don't you think?
Jimmy Stewart. Yeah, pretty good impression.
You sounded like Jim Carrey as the Grinch.
I sound like Jim Carrey doing a Jimmy Stewart impression. I'm the Grinch. I'm the Grinch. Anthony, do we have any haters or unsubscribers, or are we all out?
We don't have any because we already recorded an episode today.
You emptied the clip?
I emptied the magazine. Fired them all out.
All right. What's your streaming recommendation for this episode?
It's a Wonderful Life.
Here we go.
On Amazon Prime. Watch it.
Mine is LA Confidential on
Nice.
Netflix. Just got added for the month of December. It's like an all-time murder mystery movie and crime film and LA movie in general. It's sensational. It really is.
And just to see like Russell Crowe and Guy Pearce so young, it's great.
I love it because I love noir and I love like classic Hollywood looks and aesthetics. It's so good. All right, let's get back
It's a
into our
good one.
draft. And just a reminder, I'll run through the teams that we have right now.
Oh yeah, what do we got?
As they stand. So after 6 rounds, Anthony's team, a.k.a. Reindeer Gamez, Home Alone, Die Hard, It's a Wonderful Life, There's Our Wonderful Life, Muppet Christmas Carol,
Just don't even try it anymore.
Klaus. No, now I'm doing the Grinch. And the Santa Claus. My team, a.k.a. Snowballz, The Nightmare Before Christmas, Elf, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Gremlins, How the Grinch Stole Christmas, and a National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
What's his dog's name?
In Grinch?
Yeah.
Oh,
what's the dog's name?
something. It's not. Is it Spike? I think it's Spike.
Spike?
I think it might be Spike.
Yeah, I think you might be right.
Look it up.
Let me Google it. Grinch's dog name.
Something with an S. Yeah. Spot? It's not Spike.
Max.
Max.
Yep, it's Max.
My name is Max.
My name is Max.
My owner is the Grinch.
My world is snow and trash.
You see the first image of Furiosa?
Did they release it today?
It's like a leaked kind of image of a trailer. It looks really cool.
Well, they're dropping the trailer this week.
yeah.
Yeah, they didn't say what day, but sometime this week they're gonna drop the trailer.
There's like a lo-fi image of the trailer of Anya Taylor-Joy's Furiosa. It looks cool.
Oh my god, I can't wait.
Freaking 10 years of development.
Oh my god. All right, let's move into the 7th round.
Let's go. It's your pick.
There's still a lot of great movies left, not gonna lie. However, I also have to take a classic, an animated classic. I have to throw one in there. And I gotta go with, I think it's the superior Grinch movie, is the animated film from 1967.
You're a mean one.
Mr. Grinch. Dun, 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 dun. It's great. The music's incredible. Animation's fun. Timeless. It's the greatest Dr. Seuss adaptation ever. Sorry, Cat in the Hat fan. Sorry, Donnie. But the original Grinch Stole Christmas animated film is superb. And when I think of Christmas, that's a movie that immediately comes to mind.
That's a movie.
That's a lie.
Combines Harry Styles and Hermione.
That's a lie.
That's a movie.
No, it's Radcliffe says that. That's a lie.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Sorry. You're right. You're correct.
What does he say it to?
That's a lie. When it's Prisoner of
aunt?
Azkaban. Yeah.
Yeah.
Aunt Marge. Right? Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's on March.
That's a lie.
That's a lie. Or he says it's a Snape, maybe.
Wait, what scene? Hold on. Whoa. I'm blanking.
It's on Harry Potter. That's a lie. I love the internet. That's a lie. Yep, it's a drunk too, no doubt. Talking about
Aunt Marge. Yeah, gotcha.
That's a lie.
Yeah.
We were right. We just weren't confident about it. We're smarter than we're the Harry Potter experts we think we are.
Yeah, we are. All right. Great pick for your 7th
Thank you.
player on your Christmas team.
It's a good roster.
My turn, 7th round. My pick is going to be Batman Returns, baby.
Oh.
Batman Returns.
There's
There's a lot more Christmas in this movie than you maybe remember if you haven't seen it in a while.
Yeah, I think I remember a lot from like the thugs, the hooligans around the city,
Yeah.
like lots of Christmas decor and
Especially
stuff.
the third act. There's a
They
lot
go to
of
a Christmas party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's actually pretty extensively a Christmas movie, in my opinion. And
I think it came out in December, maybe.
probably. But it's awesome. It's fantastic. I think Michelle Pfeiffer steals the movie. She's terrific as Catwoman. Then obviously we have
She's so good.
Yeah. Then we have Frank from Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Danny DeVito.
Yes. No, I know. I was just like saying,
Okay.
like Frank.
I thought you couldn't think of his name.
Rum Ham, baby.
Rum Ham.
DeVito as the Penguin. It's awesome. It's really great, and it's an excellent sequel to Batman from 1989. And Batman Returns. It's terrific because of Tim Burton's.
It came out in June.
June. Wow.
Yeah.
Tim Burton's aesthetic of Gotham is awesome. It's fantastic. It's fantastical. It's interesting. It's very gothic, and I really liked this movie when we were kids.
Michelle Pfeiffer in this movie, I remember as a kid just being obsessed with her.
Yeah.
And just in love with her.
There was an awakening for me.
She's really hot in this movie. She's really hot.
And she licks her hand.
She licks Batman's face
too.
Yeah.
Although it's the great kind of loophole of how does Batman have black makeup on under his cowl? Because in this one, the mask, he tears his mask off. It's
Yeah,
like
he
very
rips it
rubbery.
off.
Rips it
Yeah.
off, and then there's no makeup under his eyes anymore. It's just one of those great cuts where it's like, where'd it go?
Yeah.
Where's the black eye makeup? That's why I love the Batman so much with the tone and the aesthetic of there's supposed to be black makeup on his face. But Batman Returns is
Yeah,
awesome.
You're right. I think Batman Returns is really good. I think it's really underappreciated for
too.
comic book films.
Me too. I think because there's so many Batman movies that people forgot about it.
It's really creative. And it's like so weird. It's awesome.
It shows how powerful Tim Burton was in Hollywood at the time because he obviously did Batman. He was even courted for doing Superman. He was going to make Superman Lives.
Yeah.
And that's how huge he was at the time. He's still a big director, but man, Tim Burton was the guy. He was the it director for like 10 years.
He was making Disney movies for a while too. He's crushing it. I mean, and now he's dating Monica Bellucci. What a guy. He's living it. He's living that life.
Dated
man.
Winona Ryder.
Yeah. Did he?
Yeah,
Damn.
pretty sure. Yeah. Oh no,
Johnny.
Helena Bonham Carter.
No, yeah, he was married to Helena for
Yeah,
years.
my bad.
Yeah, they have a family. They have kids. It's a cute couple. Cute, weird, gothic couple.
Yeah,
They
it makes
they were,
sense.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
Okay, time for pick number 8. There are quite a lot of good movies here. And speaking of Tim Burton, I'm going to go with Edward Scissorhands. I got it, man. Thought you could sneak that past me, didn't you?
I did.
It's a beautiful film, and it's magical. There's really nothing like it. And Johnny Depp, the tone, the cinematography, the production design, that score, it's just so incredible.
I think it's his best movie.
It's good. It's a good take.
I think it's his best movie. I think it's my favorite Tim Burton movie.
If I was going to pick a best movie by Burton, yeah, I don't know. I mean, this could be the best movie he's made.
Like this, Beetlejuice.
Some directors, they make their best movies early.
A lot of them do, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But I think that Edward Scissorhands is just fantastic. In music especially, too. The collaborating with just like...
You know what? I mean, I think I might have to agree with you and say that's his best movie, too.
And there's also, in case you haven't seen it in a while, there's quite a bit Christmas in this as well.
There's a lot
of Christmas scenes in this movie. And obviously, I think the aesthetic of, this gothic castle and this world that Edward grew up in, as well as the ice sculptures add so much to it, and then creating the snow out of the ice in the end of the film with the snowstorm over Winona Ryder's character. It's very much a holiday movie, in my opinion. It's just a very gothic fairy tale at the same time.
I agree. I'm glad you put it on the list.
Me too. I think it's just one of those movies that people don't really think about or associate with Christmas, kind of like Batman Returns. But I picked Batman because it's just a huge IP. I'm trying to win.
Yeah, we both went back-to-back Burton.
All right, so Anthony picks Edward Scissorhands. Now it's on to my...
How are you going to respond?
With a sleeper, baby. With a sleeper.
With a whimper.
A Christmas Story.
Damn it, that's what I was going to pick next.
With my 8th pick of the draft, I'm getting A Christmas Story. Wow. Wow, what a slept-on pick right here.
That's a big move, actually.
Now, I honestly think A Christmas Story is a little overrated. I like it a lot, but I know it's people's annual watches. It's their favorite Christmas movie, so I can't believe I got this late. But
I'm in the same boat. I like it, but I don't adore it like a lot of people.
generationally, I think it hasn't survived as well as some of these other movies, especially for like Gen Z.
Yeah, like I don't watch it every year. Definitely not.
But it is a Christmas classic, and
Yeah.
getting it with my 8th pick, hell yeah. But
Yeah.
it's great. It's nostalgic. I think really for people who grew up pre-internet technology, digital technology being so accessible, obviously, because it's just an older time. and shows childhood and adolescence and a coming of age story of that youth of that age, to see really kind of like what life was like for our parents and even like our grandparents when they were experiencing the holidays as young kids, and like a sled was like the big present you got that year, or a gun, like a little gun
BB gun.
a little BB gun was the biggest present you got that year, and how family was important, but also it was less about consumerism a lot in terms of like needing so many things. I remember when it was a time where you just really wanted one thing.
Yeah.
But we grew up like, you get a catalog. I need that. I need that. I need that. Like I saw this great.
Oh my God, the catalog.
There's this great video meme that's been going around. I saw it the other day, and it's the scene in There'll Be Blood where Daniel's talking to Scissorhands' character, and he's like,
Why don't I?
He's like, what's this? Why don't I own this? Why don't I own this? it's like
It was the kid looking at the catalog of toys.
And the
to his
caption
mom,
is like, when you're looking at the Christmas catalog,
talking to your mom.
Yeah.
Like, why don't I own
Why
this?
don't I own this?
I saw that a couple weeks ago. I died. It's
so
really good. Oh my God.
My
it's
favorite
so
of the
funny.
year so far.
The one I sent you today is pretty good
Yeah,
too.
but it's so true, because like we would get that catalog in the mail. Mom would be like, all right, circle whatever
one,
you want.
yeah.
Pick a couple things. We'll see if we can get it.
Yeah.
And obviously you circle as many as you want.
Oh my
As
God.
you can.
Why don't I own this?
Why don't I own this? What's this? It's so good, man.
That's great. Oh my God. Oh man, what a great video meme.
I love the internet, man.
But yeah, Christmas Story. That's a pretty banging pick this late. Whew. Slipped past me.
Man,
It's just because I'm not a huge fan of it.
I know, but I'm trying to win, playa. Trying to win.
I'm going with contemporary.
Hold on, are we putting a bet on this?
Yeah, winner gets
20 bucks? All right,
Yeah.
hold on, shake.
Shake on it.
Get here, bring your hand. Thanks, I got it. All right, I can win 40 bucks this month.
James, you're acting like you're gonna win already. Look
didn't-
how excited you
I
are.
didn't.
You're like giddy. You're like, you're like I won.
I know, I said I could win 40
I've
bucks.
never seen you look so confident about
for
winning
40
something.
bucks.
You're like I won.
Literally
You're
doesn't.
acting like you already have 40 bucks in your pocket from
It's like compared to like living in LA, it's nothing for rent even.
Yeah, I just shopped at Sprouts and I was like, fuck my life.
So I went to the grocery store the other day. 3 bags of food. It was 160
100
bucks.
yeah,
I'm
I
like,
believe-
what
yeah.
the fuck did I buy?
And it barely gets you through a week.
It doesn't.
Barely.
It doesn't.
Fucking ridiculous in LA. But you're just acting like you just won. You're like, okay, thanks for 40 bucks. You fucking suck. It's mine.
Put a lot of words in my mouth, man.
I didn't. You didn't. You saw it. You said it with your looks. You said it with your face.
I don't know what you're talking about, bro.
Oh my God, that's funny. Okay, let's move into my ninth pick. There's still some good ones left.
Sure are.
Fuck this fucking guy. Oh man, we got Frosty the Snowman, Planes, Trains, Automobiles, The Holiday Scrooge, Love Actually still on the list, Charlie Brown, Bad Santa's great, Miracle on 34th Street, Night of, Polar Express, Scrooged, Krampus, Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, Iron Man 3, Violent Night, Spirited. Still a lot of good ones to choose from.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with The Holdovers.
Good pick.
Fucking loved it. This is now one of my favorite Christmas movies. The Holdovers, sensational. One of the best films of the year. If you haven't seen it, try to see it in theaters. It will be on streaming very soon. I imagine someone's going to pick it up for the holiday season. If when it goes on streaming, try to watch the movie because it's that good. It really is. Like everybody's giving it great ratings because it deserves that. It's an 8.3 on IMDb right now.
It's
It's
so
like a
high.
4.4 on Letterboxd. It is just destroying it. It's doing so well, just not performing well at the box office. But trust us, we gave it a glowing review on Patreon. It's sensational.
Good pick. I'm going to pick another sleeper, a banger, with my 9th pick in the draft. I'm going to go Trading Places.
Oh, nice.
An all-timer, Dan Aykroyd, Eddie Murphy. And a Christmas classic, a
Yeah.
New York classic. It's one of the best New York films ever, I think.
It's
And
really good.
It's 1980s. It's awesome. Aykroyd plays like a Wall Street guy, banker.
He's a broker, yeah.
And it swaps places with Eddie Murphy, who's like a street hustler, streetwise guy. It's hysterical. Eddie Murphy at his peak, really. He was such a star. It's hysterical. It's great. Very great emotionality. We have the holiday season, lots of Christmas cheer, and a great ending.
Jamie Lee Curtis, too.
It's an awesome movie.
Yeah.
It's just a banger. It was like always.
It's
on
really
TV.
funny.
It was on TV all the time, every Christmas season when we were growing up.
They have a lot of great chemistry. The two of them, Aykroyd and Murphy, they're great on screen together. It's a funny movie. Great pick.
You're screwed, man.
I remember watching that movie when I was way too young to be watching that movie.
Same. Same. That was a lot of movies.
Yeah. Because it's a very adult movie. It's a very adult movie.
Kids were exposed to more mature things, and we turn out okay these days. I don't think there's anything too wrong with exposing the kids to some mature stuff once in a while.
Oh yeah, but I wouldn't let my kid watch Trading Places.
At what age would you let them watch it?
Maybe 16 or 17. Not as young as we were. We were young. Yeah.
It was on like TNT.
Yeah.
The TNT
Well,
exists?
the movie channels.
Movie channels,
Yeah,
yeah.
we watched a lot of movies on the movie channels.
Well, yeah, whatever. What were the big movies?
Max, Showtime, HBO, Showtime, Stars.
I'm talking even before that.
Before that?
Yeah.
No, those were them. Cinemax.
I'm talking like the 90s, bro.
Those were them.
Yeah,
The
they were
90s,
around, yeah.
HBO was making famous series in the 90s.
That's
Before
right, it's just-
before
it's just-
Sopranos, they had Oz.
That's right. We just weren't paying for like a
Yeah,
channel. It was just
exactly.
there.
But yeah, it was HBO, Stars, Cinemax, Showtime. Those are the big movie channels.
The good old days.
The premium channels. All right.
Cable, man. Cable.
Next up. Okay, what was my last pick?
Holdovers.
Holdovers. Okay. Man, number 10. Here we go. I'm going to go the Polar Express. It's a great Christmas movie. It's a really awesome adaptation. I love Bob Zemeckis, Tom Hanks. Fun fact, Tom Hanks played 3 roles in this movie. He played the conductor, he played the little boy, and he played Santa Claus.
And the dog.
He just
And the snowflakes. It's just Tom.
He played the train.
Yeah.
Choo-choo! Tom, a little more. A little more, Tom.
A little more choo-choo, bro.
It's not choo-choo enough. You're a train. But it's a fun adaptation. The animation, it was still too early to be doing that for full films. It got a little better with Beowulf, but still didn't feel right. But Polar Express, it's very aged looking. Whereas Pixar movies look better than it. You know what I mean? But that being said,
It's comparable to the first Toy Story.
yeah, exactly. That being said,
Like I saw this on. Go ahead. Sorry.
that being said, it's still a really magical tale, a wonderful adaptation of the book. It's such a famous book, and I think they really pulled it off. Although I would like to see a new adaptation of maybe hand-drawn or like that 2D hand-drawn. 3D hand-drawn would be cool.
So I was gonna say. So in Toy Story, obviously the story is amazing and it's a banger, but the animation it just doesn't look amazing when you go back and watch it now. It's all the way back in 1995. Now Sid has a dog, the next door neighbor, and the dog looks. It doesn't look like a dog at all.
Let me see.
There's this great meme I saw the other day where it said, in 1995, this is what Pixar thought a dog looked like, and it's just a horrible depiction.
Oh my God, the eyes!
The eyes are just 2D
Why-
eyes.
Why is it that when I was a kid, it looked super real?
Because that was advanced for back then.
we had
know?
nothing. We had nothing in context to put it up against.
And I understand that's like peak CGI. That was CGI at the time, like what the best you could do. The best you could do. It was still like really good, but it's just
this is unbelievable.
to look back
Eyes.
20 years later.
Oh my God, the close-up.
30 years later, I mean.
Look at the close-up.
I know. So
with
it's
the
like
teeth.
Pixar thought this is what a dog looked like in 1995. It's so
and
funny.
we all were like, "This is the most amazing visual I've ever seen."
Like I think they focused on the body, but the eyes, it looks like someone drew it with like a marker 2D on it. It's so good.
Oh my God,
That's my anecdote about Toy Story.
that's great. Okay, Polar Express, baby.
It's gone. All right, what do I pick? My 10th pick of the draft. What's it gonna be?
What Snowballz gonna take? There's still good ones left.
There are. It's just hard to pick. I'm trying to.
I mean, so we got left. Yeah, I just said them all last.
The holiday. I think I'm gonna go Bad Santa.
Bad Santa's a great pick.
Bad Santa with my 10th pick.
Can I fix you some sandwiches? No, I don't want any goddamn sandwiches. What is it with you fixing sandwiches?
This is still a movie we quote. It seriously is. Can I fix you some sandwiches? When it comes to black comedies, especially for a holiday film, it's got to be up there. Billy Bob is hysterical. It's maybe his most iconic role, and doing it so late in his career, you could say, is pretty wild. But everybody knows him as Bad Santa, I think.
I grew up knowing him as Bad Santa, yeah.
And he's perfect in the role, just this shit-talking, bum Santa Claus who doesn't take his job seriously, hates his job, but then plans a heist of the mall he's going to work at as Santa Claus. And it's hysterical. It's vulgar. It's sexual. It's great. And we got a great cast. I mean, Bernie Mac's in this movie. He's so
great.
Fucking funny.
He's great.
Just ripping cigarettes the whole time.
And also the actor who passed away not long after this movie came out, the manager. What's his name? He was great.
John Ritter?
Yeah, John Ritter. He was excellent too. Both those guys passed away so young. John Ritter is great.
Tony Cox, Lauren Graham.
Yeah.
It's just a really great Christmas movie. It's hysterical. Octavia Spencer's in this movie too.
No way.
Yeah, so when it comes to vulgar black comedies, especially in the holiday genre, it's top tier.
They actually made a sequel a couple
they
years
did.
ago.
Yeah, Bad Santa 2.
I never saw it, but it was probably bad.
$76 million box office.
It was a hit. It was a hit.
Huge.
And
box
it
office.
was like we watched with our friends all the time. It was very popular among teenage boys.
Yeah, and also it's kind of like a great story of this kid who really doesn't have a parent.
Yeah, it
And
has a heart to it.
He becomes
It
sort
does
of like a
have heart.
father figure for this kid because he's raised by his grandma, but she's not really there. And so he's just kind of by himself, and it's really sweet. It's got this really great, odd family dynamic to it.
It was on Comedy Central a lot.
Yeah.
It was on. They played it all the time in December on Comedy Central. I remember we watched it a ton. Comedy Central. All right.
2 draft picks left each, Anthony.
Two
Who are you
left.
taking with number 11?
I gotta go with romance, man. I gotta go with Love Actually.
Good pick.
Gotta get Love Actually in there. It's really great. Great ensemble, excellent actors, really touching. Love the ending. They're actually doing a re-release for a week. Did you see? So I went to the movies last week and they played a trailer, and they're re-releasing Love Actually at AMC for a week in December.
That's cool.
And the trailer looked good. I was like, the trailer looked better than most trailers I saw.
When it comes to like a holiday romance film, it's got to be up there. And I mean, Andrew Lincoln before he was killing zombies.
Yeah.
He's stealing hearts with cards.
Chiwetel Ejiofor, Keira Knightley, Liam Neeson. There's so many, like, huge ensemble. It's wild. The actors in this movie, it's incredible. But yeah, and it's just a really good romantic film. I love it.
You know what? I want a romantic film too. I'm gonna go with The Holiday.
There you go.
The Holiday, based solely on the fact that Hans Zimmer did the music to it.
It's a good score.
And it's got a great cast as well. Jude Law, Kate Winslet, Jack Black. It's really terrific. It's very sweet, and it's a great Christmas movie. So
who's the other woman in it?
hold on, let me pull up the cast list.
It's Kate Winslet and
Is it Cameron Diaz?
Cameron Diaz.
Cameron Diaz.
Yeah,
So Jude Law, Cameron Diaz.
Jude's courting her, and then Jack Black's courting Kate.
Yeah. I saw this great interview of Jack Black the other day. He's talking about how he got that role. He's like, "You want me to act with Kate Winslet, like on camera? Like, are you sure about that?"
But so in that same interview, it opened with he made a mess up. He said, "Yeah, I mean, it's amazing acting opposite Kate Blanchett, one of the best actors alive."
Oh, yeah.
Then he goes, I just said, I mean Kate Winslet. Let me reverse that. You guys are gonna post that, right? It was so funny.
But it's funny. I mean, it's really well. He's cast well in the movie.
Yeah, he's just an everyman.
But you just wouldn't think it at the time, like, because it's Cameron Diaz, Jude Law, then Kate Winslet, and then Jack Black kind of randomly inserted there, but it works.
I think that's the whole point of that character of like this girl's way out of his league, but he's a good guy. He's a decent, nice guy.
Got a good heart.
Yeah, he has a good heart. It is a good score from Hans. It's a change of pace for his kind of music, and he did a good job. Next up.
All right, this is the last pick for you, man.
Round
Round 12
pick.
here. Round 12.
Here we go. There's a lot. I can go in a lot of different directions with
You
this.
sure can. You can go
I can
left
go
or right.
animated. I can go classic. I can do contemporary. I can
go
do
horror, yeah.
However, I'm gonna go with an animated classic from our childhood, a Charlie Brown Christmas. Just gotta get it in there. Charlie Brown, the Christmas special. It was always on. It's like one of those tradition kind of movies you watch it as a kid growing up during Christmas season. So yeah, I go Charlie Brown Christmas from my last
Charlie
pick.
Brown Christmas for
Yeah.
Anthony's final pick.
It's really good.
It's awesome.
It's really good.
awesome, man.
It holds up.
It's really good. All right. I remember when I was a kid, I thought that's how teachers were going to talk. Anyways, my final pick of
That's the one with the
draft.
football kick, right?
What, Charlie Brown?
Yeah, the kicking the football.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where she pulls the ball every
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
They do that every freaking time. All right. Final pick of the draft.
A lot of pressure, man.
So many directions I can go here.
Shut up.
You know what? Someone needs to do a science fiction Christmas movie.
Oh, okay. So like astronauts celebrating Christmas in space, but then something goes wrong.
I mean, that's a cool idea, but I just mean any sci-fi film, but Christmas setting. I've never seen that. Can you think of one?
I think I can't think of one, but I mean maybe there's like someone gets. I think there's a Black Mirror one.
Yeah, I can't really think of a sci-fi Christmas movie. There's just supernatural and horror ones like Jack Frost.
Hold on, I think there's a Black Mirror Christmas episode.
Yeah, you look that up. I'm gonna figure out my next pick because there's still like 10 in our list that we can choose from.
Well, yeah, there's the Black Mirror, the White Christmas episode, the being trapped in the simulation forever.
The John Hamm one.
Yeah, the John Hamm one. But it's not like, yeah, it's Christmassy. Yeah, it's Christmassy enough. But yeah, you're right. There's no real Christmas sci-fi movie that I can think of.
Man, what do I pick right now? All right, with my final pick of the
I
Christmas.
accidentally searched sci-fi Christian movies.
With my final pick of the Christmas movie draft, I'm going to take. Oh man,
Wisely.
The Night of.
Nice, a little stoner comedy
A
to
little
end it.
stoner comedy.
Yeah.
It's really funny, rated R, and I think the three of them together, Seth Rogen, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, and Anthony Mackie, have great chemistry. It's a lot of fun. We also get like a fusion of multiple different holiday cultures, which is fun.
Great Michael Shannon scene
Yeah,
as a drug dealer.
and a great musical number, which is really good.
Oh,
too,
yeah,
with
yeah.
the floor piano. Look at you, look at you, look at you, and I always find something wrong.
Nice.
They do
man.
the piano thing.
Oh yeah,
It's a lot of fun. So I think it's a fun movie.
yeah. It's a good movie. I like that
I
movie.
think it's
a lot.
underrated. I really enjoyed it when I saw it. So that's my final pick of the draft.
I've only seen it, I think, that one time.
Me too.
In theaters.
too. But it's fun. And all right, that rounds out our draft. Let me run through the teams real quick. And again, we want you to go on Spotify and leave your vote on the poll for who has the best team and will be the winner of $20 between Anthony and I.
$20 million.
And again, even if you're not listening on episode or listening to the episode on Spotify right now or watching on Spotify, if you want, just go to the Spotify app while you're watching on YouTube or Apple or wherever and just leave the vote so we can get as many votes as possible on this episode.
Oh yeah.
So Anthony's team, a.k.a. Reindeer Gamez with a Z, is Home Alone, Die Hard, It's a Wonderful Life, The Muppet Christmas Carol, Klaus, The Santa Claus, How the Grinch Stole Christmas, the 1967 animated version, Edward Scissorhands, The Holdovers, The Polar Express, Love Actually, and A Charlie Brown Christmas.
So I feel pretty good about this team.
It's a good team.
Feel
Round
pretty
of
good.
applause for Anthony. Reindeer Gamez. I'm surprised you didn't put Reindeer Games on your team.
It sucks.
Very mediocre movie.
Yeah.
My team, Snowballz, The Nightmare Before Christmas, Elf, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Gremlins, How the Grinch Stole Christmas from 2000, the live action, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, Batman Returns, A Christmas Story, Trading Places, Bad Santa, The Holiday, and The Night of.
Nice.
Round of applause for me. Those are our two teams, everybody. So
There aren't really that many movies with Christmas in the title. Only 4 each.
they don't have to have it. So go on Spotify, leave a vote. We'd love to find out who has the superior team between the two of us. And thank you so much for watching and listening to this episode of Raiders of the Lost podcast on Spotify, Apple, YouTube, wherever you're listening or watching. We appreciate it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave some comments, interact with us. Leave those 5-star ratings and reviews on Spotify and Apple. Become a patron at patreon.com/Raiders of the Lost podcast. I hope you're getting into the festive mood like we are. We'll do some more Christmas movies. Again, Home Alone on Christmas Day. And before that, we're going to do The Nightmare Before Christmas and maybe some other stuff. We'll stay
definitely,
tuned.
definitely.
We'll keep you posted. But have a wonderful day. Thanks for tuning in, everybody.
See you next time.
This episode was executive produced by our chosen one patrons, Cody Moen, Andrew Hagan, Becca Keene, Benjamin Cook, Calvin Murphy Griggs, Nicholas Martin, Darian Singleton, Tyler McFly, Andrew Hagan. Our chosen one patrons are our biggest supporters. Thank you so much. Raiders of the Lost podcast is a mirror image production. Sound mixing done by Jacob Kossler. Opening music by Chase Jackson.